Welcome to Eastwood. I'm Mr. Ramsey. I'm your principal. And if this is your first time ever coming to school, let me see your hands. This is your first time ever coming to school. Okay, hands down. Let me see. Is this your first time ever coming to Eastwood as a student? Let me see you raise your hands. That should be everybody almost, right? Okay, well, if not, welcome to Eastwood's orientation. This is for all incoming kindergarten. You can put your hands down. So all incoming kindergarten students, we are excited that you guys are here, that you have chosen to make Eastwood your home. We are also excited to open our campus back up. We have been on distance learning for quite some time, and it's just nice to see people in person again. I will say this right off the bat, anytime we're in a building, we do have to wear masks. So I appreciate everyone that came with a mask. If you ever forget when you're coming to campus, we will have extras just in case, because I know accidents happen. But I do appreciate everyone following our county guidelines. While we're in buildings, we need to keep our mask on. While we're outside, then it's optional. You can remove your mask at your own. I have one more family coming in. Let's not look yet, because when they come in, everyone will be looking. So everyone eyes on me, so they don't feel bad. But no, we're going to stall for one more family. While I'm stalling, I've been the principal here since December 2018. So before that, Miss Cantu was the principal, and she was here for many years. So I was honored, but also a little nervous to step into some big shoes because someone's been here for a long time. It's a transition. But then COVID happened, school closure happened, and so through the process of time, we are gelling as a school and moving forward. So I just want to say I'm excited to be the principal of Eastwood Elementary. Enough about me. I want you guys to put your hands together. We have a great kindergarten team that's supporting me today, and actually I'm supporting them. They sitting right to my left, your right. So I'll start, no particular order, I'll start on the left. This is Mrs. Vella. Give it up for Miss Vella. This is Mrs. Henderson. Give it up for Miss Henderson. And this is Mrs. Wooldridge. Give it up for Miss Wooldridge. I'll let them maybe speak a little bit. We just want to, we know it's very hot outside. It's even hotter in here. I'm sorry, AC is not on. So we have the fans. So I don't want to, keep you just sitting and sweating and dying. I want to get through the PowerPoint. If they have some things to share, I'll let them share. And then we'll do like a Q&A, like kind of if you want to talk to PTA, you want to get some water. If you're thirsty now, please go get some water. Stay hydrated. We don't want anybody passing out. But there's a few things we want to say before we start school. Some ins and outs, some things that we want you guys to know before we open back up. So, Ms. Bella, let's go to the next slide. Arrival and dismissal. School starts at 8 o'clock. Everybody say 8 o'clock. Students, tell your parents, school starts at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. We open our gates at 7:45, so students can actually line up on campus before. So there will be a bell that rings at 7:45. There'll be a bell that rings at 7:55. That's like our 5-minute warning bell. And then a bell that rings at 8 o'clock. 8:01, I'd say 8 o'clock and 30 seconds. A student is late, so we really want them here on time. So if you can get them on campus prior to 8 o'clock, they can be lined up and ready to go. Because our teachers will be receiving them and starting the day promptly each day at 8 o'clock. Everybody say 8 o'clock. Thank you. I love this class today. You guys are so responsive. On Wednesdays, before I get to this line, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, dismissal is at 2:17. But every Wednesday, we have what we call early release day. Teachers have staff meeting with me, or they have professional development or planning time or things like that. So we let the students go at 12:45, and we stay on campus and continue working. That is a little different. Some schools do it a little differently, but in Norwalk La Mirada for elementary schools, they dismiss at 12:45 or 1 o'clock at Wednesday. So that's every Wednesday, that's early release day. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, our dismissal time is 2:17. Our office phone number, if you don't know it already, is 562-210-2650. And I have cards that I'll pass out afterwards that have this. But I just want you to show that this is our phone number and our Eastwood website, which is something you guys want to lock in as a favorite because that's where we post flyers, information, announcements, calendars, links to like our YouTube page when we do assemblies and things like that. Everything can be found at eastwoodelem.org. Let's go to the next slide, please. So I just said yes. The schedule was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, this, and Wednesdays. But for kindergarten, the first few weeks of school gets a little chaotic. I will be emailing this to everybody, so don't feel like you have to write it now. But our kindergarten team across the district does special professional development and training in the beginning of the year, just to get them ready to really meet the needs of your students. So with that being said, please follow with me. August 12th, first day of school. Dismissal will be at 12:45, like an early release day. On Friday, the 13th, Monday and Tuesday, students are released at 11 in the morning. Wednesday, we're back to minimum day, 12:45. Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday until the 24th, 11 o'clock dismissal. And again, they're like, why? This is crazy. This, when I pass this out via email, this is something you may want to print out, put on your mirrors. This is what you will know when it's released, which day is which. And again, we understand it might be a little confusing, so give us a call in the office if you need clarity. But the gray days, 12:45, everything else is 11 o'clock. After the 24th, we go back to that regular schedule on the slide before this. Monday, Tuesday, 2:17. Wednesday, 12:45, Thursday, Friday, 2:17. I know that was a lot. Some of the faces are like, yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it. Sleep on it. I will have this PowerPoint to you guys. Give me a call if you have questions. There's nothing wrong with saying, oh, I think I heard it wrong. Give me a call. We are here to help you. Are we on the same page with that? All right, let's go to the next slide. So our curriculum is like, all right, what kindergarten? I don't know if with you, when I was in kindergarten, we had nap time. How about you? Okay, did you? Oh, you don't remember, it's that long. I don't know. What about you? Kindergarten, nap time? Did you play like blocks? Oh, lots of play. See, kindergarten, if you don't know, has changed just a little bit since us adults in the room have been there. And even since I taught kindergarten in 2004, it's changed quite a bit. So I would say, here's our curriculum. Language arts, we follow something called Benchmark Advance. It teaches like the reading, the comprehension, understanding word works, phonics, things like that. Our math is Huffman Mifflin expressions, and someone will be like, well, what's this new math y'all teaching kids? Trust your teachers as we go through the process, because it will be the math you learn. It just may be a different thinking around it. But again, ask your teachers, ask myself. I'm a math buff. I'm here to help you guys understand what we're teaching. I promise we're not messing your students up. We're trying to set them up for success long term. Science, we touch into Project Lead the Way and Mystery Science units. For social studies, we follow Studies Weekly. And in addition to like the 4 core, we also do SEL, which is called Social Emotional Learning. Positive Behavior in Schools, which PBIS, we have 3 big rules. 1 is be safe, 2 is be respectful, 3 is be responsible. All of our school rules fall into those big 3, and we hit those over and over again. Be safe, be respectful, be responsible. And then we have technology, we have PE, we have music, we have other things that we try to round your student out. It's not just all about the books, the writing, the reading, and the arithmetic. It's about the whole child's learning. And we also understand with COVID and all that's happened, we have to meet the students where they are. We have to build connections. We have to build culture. We have to build community if we expect them to truly learn. So we'll be spending a lot of time doing that this year as well. Next slide. Actually, Kendra, how am I doing so far? Okay. Just make sure I don't leave anything out. Supply list. A lot of families have been emailing us, like, what supplies? What supplies? We as a school and a district have taken care of a lot of the basic bare necessities, like pencils, crayons, a lot of the things. If you oh, do I need it? We got it covered. If you wish to purchase some things additional, because we do use a lot of things regularly, or would like to help support your student in class, I talked to the K team, and they said Xerox paper, Clorox wipes, erasers, glue sticks, crayons, Play-Doh, pencils. These things are helpful. Not necessarily required or necessary, but if you really feel like someone emailed me and said, I'm trying to get the deals before they're all rummaged over at the store, these are some of the things that we ask. Sure, go ahead and pick these things up. K-Team, are we good with this list? And again, is there anything you say, don't buy, like don't get? No, they'll take it all. $100 checks as well. But if snacks, if you have send them with a lunch or a snack, we ask that you put in two separate bags because they go out for lunch at one block and they go out for snack at a different block. We ask that you put their names on their bags so that they don't get mixed up when they go to take them outside. I also want to say this has changed. I'm actually going in reverse order. Because of the law that was passed by the governor, every student is entitled to a free lunch, free snack this year. You used to have to fill out a form. We still receive the form, and you can turn that in to see if you're eligible because that helps the school with numbers, funding, and tracking. But even if you don't, every student will be entitled to a free snack or free lunch. So if you forget to bring or don't want to send them with something, our cafeteria will provide that each day. And that's something new this year, so I'm interested to see how that works because I don't know how that's going to change our lunch dynamic, but I am pleased to say that every student will be fed without a cost to you or us if you guys so choose. So that's something new this year. If you still have questions about feeding and like do I need to apply? Can I just send them? What if I send one day and not? Give me a call. We can talk it out later. Okay? Next slide. Report cards. Report cards, I'll just read it. We have a standard-based report that will reflect your child's progress throughout the school year. Report cards will be available at the end of each trimester. Our school-wide calendar will inform you of the dates of the report card will be available, and I send things out. The teachers, they have conferences. If you ever have questions about grading, you can always message your teacher, and they will explain the grading process, where your child is, what can you do to assist, what do the grades mean? Because you might say, oh, I don't know what a 2 means. I was in school as ABC. Now you give me 1, 2, 3. What do they mean? The teachers will make it real plain and explain it to you guys if need be. Next slide. Homework. Like kinder does have homework, right? Some people are like, well, it's just play, snack, nap, and that's it. We will give them some work. The last year and a half, we had a pivot. We were doing a lot of paper, pencil, sending book homes, things like that. With COVID, it changed. So we moved to a more digital platform, which is why I put this here. It's called Seesaw. From kinder to second grade, this is a digital platform where work can be posted by the teacher. Your student can work on it and submit it back without having to worry about the pencil and the paper. We are not saying every assignment will be on Seesaw, but this is a platform that your child will be getting used to this year. What I like about Seesaw is myself as a principal, I can look at your work and comment on it like in social media. I can say, great job. I can give you a little heart. I can send you a little emoji. I can encourage you. You as parents can see what's been assigned, what has been submitted, what's still outstanding. So it's more of a transparency when it looks at work. It's not just, what did you do in school today? You can go to Seesaw and see what they did at school today. Any of you guys want to say anything about Seesaw? Sorry, this is a spot check. They're like, no, we good. I want to read this at the end. So assignments will be posted on Seesaw, but not all. Because we understand they still need paper, pencil. They don't need to just be on a screen all the time, all day. Assignments may also be sent home. So you not just in Seesaw, but there's a communication tool that our teachers use. Communicate. They'll communicate to you, and you'll be able to say, okay, this is on the computer, the tablet, or this is in their pages that were sent home. And so be mindful of things that are coming home. Also, we ask this. Please find a quiet place and a set time to complete homework each day. So it builds routine. It builds, okay, this is my area for work. This is my time for work. God forbid if we ever have to go back to distance learning or anything like that, they will already have a digital tool that they're familiar with, and they will already know at home there's a set place for me to do my work. So again, if we have to go that direction, we want to prep them in advance. If we never go that direction, this is good practice for them long term as students in elementary, middle, and high school and beyond. Next slide. So our behavior expectations. I'll start right here. Please refer to our Eastwood website for specific guidelines and rules. I'm updating that as we speak. We used to do this handbook with a whole lot of paper out. It's easier just to make it digital, post it on the website, email it out, and it just kind of says, we expect students to be on time. We expect them to follow the big three: be safe, be respectful, be responsible. We expect them to do their work and try their best. And there are some other things about dress code. Please wear no profanity. Girls, boys wear closed-toe shoes so that their toes don't get stepped on when they're on the playgrounds, things like that. Again, there's our big three. This is called Class Dojo. Anybody heard of Class Dojo? Couple. This is how our teachers communicate. And so they give, I think, points for behavior for certain things in the classroom. I think, was it dings and dongs? Dings are good, dongs are bad. Again, some teachers do a little more than others. It's a good way. You can text in this app, and it goes directly to the teacher, and they can message you guys back and forth. Now, please don't think it's texting because they're not going to respond right away all the time. But they are very responsive in communicating what the assignments were, maybe something specific that happened with your child that day, or you might have a question. That's a good way to communicate with the teacher. You can always do the email route as well, but this is a free app that you can put on your phone. If you don't mind, your teacher will send out registration on how to join their Class Dojo app and be on that list to communicate through the year. Next slide, please. Happy birthday! Anybody got a birthday in August? All right, anybody. Oh, we do have one. What's your name? What's your name? Jackson? Max? Happy birthday to you. What day? August what? 30th, end of the month. Well, we'll be celebrating you very soon. Any birthdays in September? Got one? We got one back there? Oh, you. Oh, Mr. Crawford. It's his birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, Mr. Crawford. I'm sorry. His daughter is in third grade, so he's just being a little silly. That's my friend back there. But it's his birthday coming up, so we might have to celebrate him on the YouTube channel. Just a shout out. Remind me. But what we would say, we want to celebrate our students. Unfortunately, we can't have parties. When I was in school, it was we love it when someone's party. Birthday cake, snacks, ice cream, free time. We can't really do that. So what we do want to honor students' birthday. We say it's nice to bring a book, donate to the class. We'll read it on your child's behalf, and the class will celebrate your child on their day if you like to participate in that way. But because prior to COVID, we couldn't do the food thing, and it was already being restricted. Now with COVID, it's that's just a no-no right now. But we still want to honor them. You don't have to worry about giving them a little tiara or balloons or all of that. Save all of that for when they're home. At school, we'll celebrate them evenly and equally throughout the year. Next slide. So here's emails. And again, I will send this PowerPoint out to all of you guys. But Miss Bella, here's her email. Miss Henderson and Miss Wooldridge, here's the office number. And then you'll have my email from when I send it out to you guys. You can always just respond. If you respond to any of the all emails I send out, it comes right to my email. So that's a good way to reach me. I will have my business card so that you can reach me that way as well. Okay, I've been talking long enough, and I'm feeling like I'm starting to sweat too much. Ms. Bella, Ms. Henderson, I know I leave something out. Ms. Henderson has a novel idea. She's been thinking ahead. She's like, okay, we got to wear these masks. Kids can play outside, and when they're outside, they can take their mask off. Because what happens if they drop, they lose, they forget, especially kinder? This is new. So, Ms. Henderson, I'll turn the floor over to you.
Okay, some of you, by the way, welcome. I am so thrilled that I'm going to have children right in front of me, not just on the TV. This is really exciting. But anyway, thinking about the mask issue, there's a couple of possibilities. I know one girl I tested on Monday wore a chain, and if you look at mine, it has an actual closed link to hold it in place. And then I got to remember to put the mic back up because of the mask. But I was also thinking about them being able to take it off and it will just stay with them. And so I did this quick mock-up today and I used safety pins. I don't know if diaper pins or what might work, but trying to make it long enough so I could turn my head, but not so long that it's going to hit the ground or worse in the bathroom. But what I did here was I just pinned it. But if you are, thank you. But this way, It can stay with with your child when they're having lunch or whatever. Because I am so scared, as close as an eye as we keep on the kids, that somebody's going to wind up with the wrong mask, and nobody wants that. So I don't know if you could take one of these ideas and work with it. We'll also have extra masks in case something happens.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. Yes? Oh, sure. I meant to cover that at the beginning. Restrooms are right there, last door at the end of the hall. No problem. No problem. Okay, I was about to say, I'm going to get to some of these questions. Let me just run through kind of like our protocols, and then, this is like how this works. So because of the guidelines, they have to have masks. Now, if they want a face shield, they can do that in addition, but we can't do that in place of. Okay, so we will have additional masks on campus. The idea, I think, especially the younger ones, to help them remember, because they'll forget, and we understand. So we'll have extras on standby, but if there is something like a clip or something that can help, and if you're able to get it, fine. I know I've talked to the PTA, and we're looking at maybe some options to help support that as well. But I can already envision kindergartens great in the morning, play at recess, and come back like, oh, well, I don't know where my mask is. And so we are prepared for that. And I mean, there's probably some 4th and 5th graders do the same thing. Like, it was out there on the basketball court. So we're trying to plan in advance. But if you guys have any great ideas that you think might help us, give us a call, because I think we'll solve this together. We don't have all the answers, and we solicit your help as we move forward together tackling this. So again, in the entrance, this is what I want to kind of go over. When we do the beginning of the year, we can do this front entrance gate by the main office. We have a back gate where our bus usually drops off, but you can park in the back and the student can enter back there. And then we have a side gate on the side of our school. Unfortunately, at this time, campus will only be open to students. So you won't be, and I know this is real hard, first day of kindergarten, you won't be able to walk to the classroom, into the classroom, take the pictures. So we're trying to kind of design some photo ops outside so that you can at least have that moment, but then turn them over to us for the safety of all students in our campus. So just be mindful, we're not trying to be the big bad guys, we're not trying to say you're not welcome here, but until things get in a better place, we just have to play it safe. So that's mask on while we're inside. Mask can be optional outside. Now, if you just want your student to wear the mask all day, that's fine. That's fine. They eat outside on these tables, the blue and yellow tables outside, or they may sometimes eat in here. These tables drop down out the wall because we're trying to spread our students out instead of having them all crammed together when they eat. So you may hear your child say, oh, I ate in the NPR today, or I ate outside today. It's just because we're rotating schedule and trying to make sure everyone is spaced out and remaining safe while they eat and have that outside time. Okay? Anything about protocols that I missed? Yes. Hand sanitizers. It's another hot topic. We have hand sanitizers around campus like what's right by the door. We also have them on the walls in every classroom. We also have sinks and that by sensor, paper towels by sensor, and soap in every classroom. We also have them in the restroom as well. Then teachers will also have additional hand sanitizer. I have a couple bottles in the back. They're just spraying non-alcoholic. You spray, you wipe. We are making sure we're trying to do everything to mitigate the spread of germs. And so they'll say, oh, I had to wash my hands 5, 6, 7 times a day. You may hear that because we want to teach them, we clean our hands, we keep the germs away. So that's something that, if you can help us with that, remind them the importance of washing hands, wearing masks, trying to keep your germs and body to yourself, that would be extremely helpful for us as your students enter Eastwood in school for the first time. Okay, so it's 1:25 or 1:24. I'm going to pause my little spiel there. Yes, Ms. Henderson? I want to say if there's anything else, I'll let you guys.
We do ask that your child have a regular sized backpack, large enough to be able to hold 8.5 by 11 paper without it needing the corners all dog-eared. But we do ask that no toys come in, please. And we will have the pencils and crayons. They don't need to bring their own. So, yes. Um, yeah, what we're asking for is the lunch size paper bags so we can make puppets. Yeah. But again, you don't need to bring any supplies. We will have it covered. So it's just, if you wanted to bring something, that would be great.
Are there any other questions about like reopening protocols, things like that? I don't have all the answers, but I will try to give the best responses I can. If you have any burning questions, yes, sir. Kinders can do that. What we do is we have an aide in the morning, and so they usually hold the kindergartners there together and then escort them so that they're not just walking through campus by themselves. And then if they dismiss that way, the aides pick them up and walk and escort them to the fence. So again, in this front, people kind of drive, drop off, and go. In the back, you can kind of park and walk through the neighborhood. It's a little less traffic back there, so it might be easier. Um, or the side gate, same thing. We will have someone there to receive our students, and then they will bring the kindergartens where they need to be in one big group. Okay? Checking questions. Mr. Mango, how are you doing? Saw him in Sam's the other week. Let's see, any questions? I promise, I'm not on favorites. I would like to get to know all of you guys like this. They just have older siblings. So I try to make real connections with my families, not just the principal at the school. Yes? Okay, so that is a little bit more detail. I'm going to be sending that out to all families. I didn't want to get ahead of myself because some of those details are still being ironed out. So I don't want to say, oh, let's do this, and then be like, let me send you another email, it kind of changed. But we do have temperature scanners, and we have temperature guns where we do check. Now, again, the protocol is being ironed out, but for hybrid and for our summer program, we did check all the students upon entry. Now that everyone's coming back, I don't know if we will be doing that or taking it in a different manner. But as soon as I get those details, I'll be sending that out to you guys. Speaking of which, on Monday, 5 o'clock, if you're available, please block out some time. Last year, I did like a monthly roundtable with Mr. Ramsey where I got on Zoom, families joined from the comfort of their home or in their car, and I just present some information I have, and then I do a question and response so that you guys can ask questions like this, and then I would give responses in real time. And if I don't, I try to take your notes and then get the information. I felt it was a valid place to give the parents a voice or the families a voice, especially last year when it was so chaotic. And I want to continue doing that so that we can connect. Eventually, I'd like to get to a place where we can do some of those in person, but we will continue to start the year with Zoom. And so Monday at 5 o'clock, I already sent the link out earlier today via email. Just click the link, join. You don't have to talk. You can mute your screen. You can just listen to us in the background. I'll be presenting more detailed information on reopening schools and then answering questions. I also think it's a great opportunity, like you might have a question, but you may not ask it or think it until someone else does, so you can learn from each other as well. So that's a real good time for our community to connect and grow together. Is there any other questions? I think I'm doing good on time, and we're sweating out there, so it's time to go. All right, what I have in the back, we have water, popcorn, snacks. Please take those on your way out. Also outside, there's tents. That's our PTA. We ask that you stop by, just say hi, see who your PTA president is. They're here to support you. They do have some school gear that we like, our Eagle merch. There's some sweatshirts, some t-shirts. Don't feel any pressure you have to buy today, but we do like students to wear Eagle spirit on certain days of the week. So it's nice for them to have something to represent their school. But please go outside and meet them because they do a lot to help support the school. If you ever want to volunteer, you want to know what's going on, you want to get on the mailing list, they are the people you guys want to talk to before you leave today. Our last chance. Any questions while you got me locked up? There we go. Yes. Good question. So in past, like the day before school starts, they used to put the list out on the fence, and everyone would be gathered in the fence, and well, who's my teacher? What we did last year, we found that we, through my messenger, I can send you a text message or an email, and it would be specific to you, your teacher, your grade, your student. So we're looking to do that, and we will probably send it out early next week. I've got a penciled in date around Tuesday, because then you have at least one day, like Tuesday night, then you at least have Wednesday to kind of say, okay, we know your teacher, practice with your student, this will be your teacher's name, and then Thursday we will start school. That's a burning question. Everyone's like, oh, who's my teacher? Next week, it'll be coming to you guys. If you have email, check that. I will put it as a text message for those that have that capability, and so you'll receive it that way as well. Very good question. Thank you. Yes? Our aides, we have extra staff that will be on, and this is what we did when they came back for hybrid, and when we did our summer program, like that was a whole new experience. We take them in, we have extra staff that are on, like at the gate, then halfway down the hall, the end of the hall, end of the hall. They all have lists of students' names. So they'll say, hey, what's your name? And they'll say, and then they'll say, this is where you stand and line up. And we'll do that for like the first 2 weeks until our kinders get reacclimated to campus. And so that's kind of how we learn to adjust. And the students, they catch on real fast. They really do. All right, Panning, last time. Well, I want to say thank you guys so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule, spending a little hot hat hour with me here at Eastwood. We look forward to seeing all of you on Monday on Zoom, 5 o'clock, but then Thursday for the first day of school. Thank you guys so much. Have a great afternoon.